And I'm putting it in stocks. A little bit of a slap to the face.
Well, that is our show for tonight, America. And remember, it's not littering if it's in your own house. Lie to her face and tell the Girl Scout that you bought cookies yesterday. Go ahead, bring a tuna sandwich on a long plane ride. Just don't be the weakest link. Goodbye.
The U.S. Olympic team trials continue this week on NBC and Peacock.
Welcome. What's your name?
Hold up! These guys needed all night to build what they're going to build. We need everyone to go home. Judges too.
AGT, June 25th on NBC and Peacock.
This is your moment.
You can keep growing. You can keep getting stronger.
What an inspiration.
I'm ready to make more history.
I think something special's about to happen.
American Ninja Warrior, July 1st on NBC and Peacock.
Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 Weekends, the Northwoods' best news. With Jake Force, meteorologist Conrad Sapinski, and Drew Chelly with sports. News from where you live starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jake Force. One person is dead and several others are injured after two shootings occurred just blocks away from each other in Milwaukee on Saturday. Now residents are voicing concerns about gun violence in their neighborhoods. TMJ4's Kaylee Starl has the story.
Bullets next to yellow evidence markers, and it's not just here. Just a mile away at Sherman Park, in front of another playground, more than 30 evidence markers, signs of more gun violence.
I was cleaning up a little bit and getting ready, and I just heard a lot of gunshots ring out in the back.
This neighbor, who wished to remain anonymous, lives near Butterfly Park in Milwaukee.
It's scary that I can't let them go over there because it's always stuff like that happening. The gunshots, we hear it often.
Instead of Kids Saturday, that playground was filled with tape, evidence markers, and bullets.
Arriving to your house and seeing that somebody's been shot.
Milwaukee police say a 37-year-old and a 6-year-old are in the hospital after being shot shortly after 5 Saturday. Half an hour later, a nearly identical picture at Sherman Park. The Milwaukee County Sheriff tells me one person was shot and another killed in a double shooting there. At these playgrounds, bikes and bullets.
Really scary because, you know, there's a lot of kids around the area and they want to go out and play in the parks and stuff like that. And I mean, who would let their kids out to play here?
You?
No.
They tell me they're worried nothing will be enough to bring the gun violence to an end.
I actually took a picture of that because, yeah, it is kind of a oxymoron to have that sign and then two kids' bicycles of a kid that just got shot. And I mean, that's just, that's horrible.
Those cases are under investigation, and both the sheriff and police are searching for suspects. Reporting in Milwaukee, Kaylee Starl, TMJ4 News.
Well, Chase, it was a rainy day out there today, and as I understand, more on the way?
Yep, it's going to be a pretty active weather day tomorrow. We have lots of storms making their way through the area throughout the day tomorrow. But for right now, temperatures are still pretty warm in our area. You can see in Rhinelander, we have 75 degrees right now, probably the warmest it's been at this time throughout the whole year. And we still have some 80s as well. Eau Claire at 81, and there's some low 80s down south as well. Going into tomorrow, though, temperatures will slightly be cooler than they were today. 76 for much of the area in the Rhinelander and Eagle River area. And as we go down south, it'll be the same as well. We do have storms in the forecast. We could see 76 for most of this area. And then by Adams County, they'll be much warmer than those areas at 87 degrees. And as I said, we do have a very active weather pattern tomorrow. Looks like most of the storms will start off early in the morning, and then we'll have some more storms coming in the afternoon as well. Taking a look ahead, it's going to be a warm night tonight. Looks like the lowest it's going to get is around 66 degrees. From that 4 to 10 a.m., it's going to be right around 68, and then it will start to warm up into those afternoon hours. Jake?
Thanks, Chase. Investigators in Michigan are trying to collect and piece together evidence in a splash pad mass shooting on Saturday. Police in Oakland County say at least 9 people were injured in Saturday's shooting in Rochester Hills. At least 2 of the victims are children. The conditions of the people wounded range from critical to stable. Officers say the gunman, 42-year-old Michael Nash, fled the scene after and later took his own life. Authorities believe this was a random attack, the motive unclear. They say the suspect drove to the splash pad, got out of a vehicle, and then opened fire from 20 feet away, reloading multiple times. A Qdoba restaurant in Milwaukee temporarily shut its doors after a man found a razor in his burrito. The incident happened in 2023, but when the restaurant's licensing was up for renewal this week, the Milwaukee Common Council voted for the closure. Zoe Henry has the story.
You hear stories of Halloween with apples that have razors in them. I never dreamed I'd have a burrito with a razor in it.
Scott Seward ordered 2 pork burritos at the Qdoba on Brady Street on Halloween in 2023.
The first pork burrito I finished in the store was delicious.
He says the second burrito he ate at home had an extra ingredient.
I reached in my mouth, I pulled out this razor blade, and I could not believe my eyes.
Seward called the Milwaukee Health Department. According to the health department, they took the razor Seward found back to Qdoba and compared it to a bag cutting tool at the store. The department says it was a match. Seward says he also emailed Qdoba's corporate offices. Their response came days later and said, in part, it would offer 2 free meals. Do you wish you would have gotten a better response from the company itself?
You know, as an owner, I would have personally called whoever and talk with them and explained how sorry I was and find some way of making it up.
This week, when Qdoba's licensing renewal came up, the Milwaukee Common Council decided to close its doors for 10 days.
Boys mess up sometimes, okay? That's the world we live in. It happened to me, and I'll never be able to eat at another Qdoba again.
Seward adds he's just blessed he didn't swallow the razor. In Milwaukee, Zoe Henry, WISN 12 News.
And that restaurant will now use scissors to open their food bags, and it is set to reopen on June 21st. And the 29th annual Hanson's Garden Herb Fest was held here in Rhinelander on Saturday. We'll learn more about the special tradition after Weather with Chase when we come back.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are looking up. I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And Skyrizi is proven to help deliver long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Now's the time to ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Explorer and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Don't believe Tammy Baldwin's TV ads. Believe her record. Baldwin voted against $800 million for narcotic detection at our border. She voted against more Border Patrol agents, against tougher sentences for drug traffickers here illegally. No wonder overdose deaths have skyrocketed on Baldwin's watch, with cartel activity right here in Wisconsin. Two-faced Tammy, a hypocrite we can't trust. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Carpet City. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
The
The 2024 Bear Cupboard Run is Saturday, June 29th. Half marathon, 5K run walk, and kids cubby run. Please register online. Visit bearcupboardrun.org for more information.
Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you're having a lovely night tonight. Temperatures are still warm in much of the Midwest. Let's take a look at some states below us. We see Iowa and Des Moines. They're at 85 right now. Peoria, Illinois at 83. And if you can see down low by St. Louis, they're at 89. They just got under 90 degrees as of right now at 10 o'clock. So pretty warm night tonight in the Midwest. Let's take a look at our area right now, too. So 75 for Rhinelander, still pretty warm in our area. And we can see still some temperatures near 80 degrees as well. Eau Claire at 81. So very warm night tonight going into tomorrow. The dew points are high as well. We could see some low 70 dew points near the Wausau region and some upper 60s near Rhinelander. This is going to be a lot of the moisture you're feeling tomorrow morning and afternoon storms. So let's take a look at the temperatures going into those morning hours. It's going to be pretty warm. Rhinelander around 63 degrees, and we do have some 70s for around 5 a.m. as well. So it's going to be a very warm morning tomorrow, probably the warmest morning we've seen this year. Temperature trend does show that tomorrow is going to be the hottest day of the week. It looks like around 86 degrees on Tuesday, and then we'll slightly cool down to those mid-70s throughout the rest of the week, and then we'll cool down to the low 70s on Sunday. So Muggy Meter does show that the humidity is rising with these warmer temperatures. Sunday and Monday is going to be pretty high with those storms, and then we'll drop back down Wednesday and then rise back up Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be very important to have a water bottle handy and make sure you're staying hydrated if you're out and about outside in the Northwoods. So wind speeds right now looks like they finally calmed down from earlier on today. Southwest wind in Rhinelander around 5 miles per hour, and a little bit stronger winds near Mosinee around from 10 miles per hour from the southwest as well. Much of the area is in that 5 to 10 mile per hour range. Tomorrow is going to be a very active weather day. We are in the slight risk region, and so is much of the north central Wisconsin region. We have a chance for some storms with some gusty winds, hail, and you cannot rule out an isolated tornado or two. So let's take a look at the radar right now. Looks like 2 a.m. is when we're going to see the storms start to fire off in that Rhinelander or the Wausau region. And then as we move into some more early morning hours, we have another system making its way. It's going to be pushing east into the Rhinelander and Wausau region as well. And then by 2 p.m. is when we're going to probably have our strongest storms of the day. Those are going to be the ones that may bring some stronger winds, hail, and bring that isolated tornado or two into the area. So things will start to clear up going into Tuesday morning, and it will be a better day on Tuesday. So with these storms, we're going to see a lot of rainfall. We're going to see over 3 inches near Mosinee, Wausau, going into Antigo as well. And then Rhinelander is just going to be below 3 inches. And then areas outside of that, we'll see around 1 inch of rain. So it's going to be a very wet day tomorrow with these storms. Going into tonight, we'll have partly cloudy skies with a chance of those showers and thunderstorms in the early morning hours. And the low will be around 66 degrees. Going into tomorrow, it'll be mostly cloudy for the day. And then showers and thunderstorms will be through the region throughout most of the day in those early morning hours and the afternoon with a high of 76. Taking a look at your 7-day extended forecast, that's on Mondays when we're going to have most of the storms move through, and then we'll have a slight chance going into Tuesday. Much of the rest of the week we'll have storms as well, and we'll finally see a break from these storms on Sunday with a high of 70 degrees. Jake?
Thanks, Chase. Many people use different types of organic plants as sources of food and medicine. And this weekend, many people got their hands on different types of herbs. The 29th annual Hanson's Garden Herb Fest was held on Saturday. And Newswatch 12's Austin Carisu was there and has more.
It's just a day that we celebrate all things herbs.
Hanson's Garden Village, located in Rhinelander, is in its 29th year of its annual Herb Fest. The event is dedicated to share ideas and education about different types of ways people can cook with herbs as well as use them for medicine.
We have talks, speakers, demos, sales, food sampling.
The event had various speakers throughout the day that educated those interested on different types of herbs and their intended uses.
Talking about medicinal purposes and relating back to nature and like local native plants that grow in our area.
Hanson says that the community support and the interest in the education of herbs keeps the annual event going.
If something's pertaining differently for a different year, but it's just nice to kind of have like a little event for people to know how to use plants in different ways.
Reporting for Newswatch 12, Austin Carisu.
Police in Round Rock, Texas are looking for suspects after 2 people were killed and multiple were injured in a shooting at a Juneteenth celebration Saturday night. Officials said the shooting began just before 11 p.m. at Old Settlers Park after a fight broke out between 2 groups who were at the event. 2 people died from the incident, while 4 adults and 2 kids suffered potentially serious injuries and were taken to area hospitals. According to police, the victims were not part of the fight.
The unfortunate part is that we had innocent victims as a result of this reckless actions of certain subjects. And we're here to celebrate Juneteenth, and the unfortunate part is these folks could care less about someone's life and took someone's life on a day we're here to celebrate community.
Authorities say the suspects in the shooting are believed to have immediately left the scene, and a search is ongoing. A Madison nonprofit is hosting its annual summer camp to introduce girls K through 12 to careers in male-dominated fields such as police, fire, and EMS. The camp helps them discover their abilities and interests in the prospective services realm. And volunteers, campers, and parents all say that participants leave the program with more confidence. And WMTV's Shayna Naijuan spoke with those involved with the hands-on experience.
I had my own apartment fire when I graduated college.
Following a tragedy, Brittany Diaz became a firefighter and EMT.
So I was only 22 years old, and seeing how the firefighters worked that day tirelessly, it was in August, so it was super hot out and everything, and I just immediately was okay, this is a crazy situation.
Through Madison's Camp Hero, Diaz is now inspiring young girls to consider the unique career path.
It's been a constant thing every summer. I've fallen in love with camp.
After several years as a camper, Erin Blankenheim-Villarreal became a volunteer.
You're lugging a fire hose and you're going into a dark room in a giant suit, and you're sweating and you're dragging out a 200-pound dummy with you and your friend.
Whether the girls go into the field or not, they leave with a new perspective.
For a while, I did want to go into EMS, but now I'm thinking just the medical field. But that really, camp opened up a lot of options for me, and options you would have never really considered.
Blankenheim-Villarreal's mom, Megan, volunteering for the last 10 years, says girls might be hesitant at first, but by the end of the day,
they're just all smiles and super proud of themselves for doing things that they didn't think they'd ever do before.
And there are spots open for both campers and volunteers who want to experience Camp Hero. They told various sessions for different age groups and also offer financial aid. The first day is July 15th for the camp. We'll be right back after the break.
Arby's 2 for $5 chicken wraps come in your choice of ranch, honey mustard, barbecue, and a bonus flavor called Incredible Value. You can't taste it, but boy, is it sweet. Arby's, we have the meat.
Giving a woman heartbreaking news that her baby has no chance of survival and giving them the option of having an abortion is one of the hardest parts of my job. Politicians like Donald Trump shouldn't be getting in between me and my patients.
We terminated Roe v. Wade.
My patients are worried. They're asking me, what is he going to try to take away next? If Trump was reelected, it would be devastating for women's health care.
ABPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Northwoods Windows has been helping homeowners all over central and northern Wisconsin with replacement windows, patio entry doors, and more. We've done installations in over 10,000 homes, including cottages, churches, and businesses. Our installers are trained, experienced professionals, and we're an authorized dealer of home improvement products from some of the top manufacturers. We offer free in-home consultations, no-pressure sales, honest pricing, and a job well done. Contact Northwood Windows today and see why you should choose us.
Breathing Claritin Clear is like...
All stuff. Pretty girls walk like this.
Is he?
Claritin Clear? Yeah. Fast relief of allergies with nasal congestion so you can breathe better. Claritin plus decongestant. Live Claritin Clear.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
Our biggest challenge? Uncertainty.
Hidden fees, surcharges, who knows what to expect.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep it simple with clear upfront pricing.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
Arby's made chicken wraps 2 for $5 because it's impossible to pick a favorite from honey mustard, ranch, and barbecue. But don't ever forget, you are Arby's favorite. Arby's, we have the meat.
Find free food support for your family. Call the Family Food Helpline.
And welcome back. Dozens of people spent around 30 minutes suspended upside down in the air after a ride at an Oregon amusement park malfunctioned on Friday afternoon. 8 people were left stranded in the air when the Atmosphere ride at Oaks Amusement Park in Portland stopped working. The park said first responders were contacted immediately, and within minutes the ride was lowered and guests were able to safely get off. Portland Fire and Rescue said all riders were medically evaluated and released, but one person with pre-existing medical conditions was taken to the hospital for further evaluation out of an abundance of caution. The ride will remain closed until further notice, and Oaks Park said it will work with the manufacturer and state inspectors to identify what caused the ride to malfunction. As we know, Wisconsin saw a very similar incident at the Forest County Festival last summer, where 8 people were stuck upside down on a roller coaster for nearly 3 hours. The United States Navy Blue Angels are in La Crosse this weekend for the Deke Slayton Air Fest. Aviation lovers and thrill seekers alike got to watch a top-notch show in the skies. WMTV's Mackenzie Davis spoke with some of the members of the flight team who are from the Midwest and about what this homecoming and air show means to them.
It feels incredible to be back in Wisconsin.
Lieutenant Commander Griffin Stengel is happy to be back in his home state this weekend.
I've been looking forward to this one all year.
The Blue Angels pilot and Madison native graduated from West High School in 2008, but was fortunate enough to take an aviation class at Edgewood High School during his time at Madison West.
The opportunity to take that class over at Edgewood, working through the school counselors to allow me to do that, was actually pretty special. And that really kind of lit the fire for my love of aviation, because I knew I wanted to fly. I just really didn't know what opportunities were out there.
But even being back in the Badger State for only a couple of days, Stengel's mission to inspire is the same wherever they travel.
You know, you see all the smiling faces, and we're only in town for, 3 or 4 nights, right? So it's pretty fast and furious, but everywhere we go, any chance we get to interact with the local public, it's pretty inspiring seeing, but there's somebody out here who's going to watch this show this weekend who could very well, 10, 15 years from now be in this spot, and that's what we hope to see.
The same goes for the first female Blue Angels pilot, Lieutenant Commander Amanda Lee from Minnesota.
Yeah, it feels great to be back in the Midwest.
Traveling around to 30-plus different cities across the country a year.
It's incredible being able to see the United States in that way and see the American public in that way. It's awesome.
But the extensive training and months-long tour with lots of travel is what she says is the hardest part of the job.
The type of flying we do, although basic, it is the most challenging and demanding flying I've ever done. But I think the things that are the most difficult are the ones that are most worth it. So it has been a very, very rewarding tour so far.
6 pilots, 6 jets, all flying as one, run by not only jet fuel, but teamwork and trust.
That is the foundation of this team. If we can't trust each other, we can't do the job. But everybody is so phenomenal at their job that there's no doubt in my mind that we're ready to execute every single day.
In La Crosse, Mackenzie Davis, WMTV 15 News.
The Milwaukee Brewers were looking to get a series win over the Cincinnati Reds. Drew Celli joins us next with the highlights after the break.
Dear unbreakable spirit, you roam on paths called impossible. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new 2024 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With all the money I saved, I thought I'd buy stilts. Being so tall definitely has its advantages.
Oh, whoa.
Here you go, kiddo.
Thanks.
Hi, honey, ready to go? Yep. There it is. There it is. There we go. I guess it also has some disadvantages.
Yes, it does.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Natural Landscape Rock is just $1.99 per bag. This Anoka LED solar landscape light is only $3.99. 12 packs of Shasta soda in assorted flavors, also just $3.99. 12 packs of Fiora toilet paper, only $3.55. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals, plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards. I got help to push back.
I got help to push back.
Lybalvi helps us push back against bipolar 1.
Once daily prescription Lybalvi is proven to treat manic or mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults to help you push back. Elderly patients with dementia have increased risk of death or stroke. Do not take Lybalvi if you are taking opioids or are in opioid withdrawal. The samidorphan in Lybalvi can cause severe opioid withdrawal that can lead to hospitalization or increased risk of life-threatening overdose. Get emergency help if you have trouble breathing, become very drowsy with slowed or shallow breathing, feel faint, very dizzy or confused, or have a fever, stiff muscles, rash, swollen glands, or problems with your liver, kidneys, heart, or lungs. Other serious side effects may include high cholesterol, weight gain, potentially fatal high blood sugar, uncontrolled body movements which may be permanent, dizziness upon standing, or falls.
Are you ready? Ask your doctor about Lybalvi. Looking for copay savings? For info, text copay to 45286.
Dear unbreakable spirit, you roam on paths called impossible. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 Tacoma for $369 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
It has been an exciting first two games of a weekend set between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds. The team split the first two games, and each of the teams were looking to grab a series win this afternoon. Let's see who would leave American Family Field with the win in the series finale. Let's start in the third inning. 2-0 Reds. Spencer Steer makes it 3. He gets all of this one out to deep left field. That one long gone. 3-0 Cincinnati. We go to the 6th, 3-1 game. Willie Adames gives the Brewers the lead. That's a 3-run homer. It's not coming back, and it is 4-3 Milwaukee. We go to the 8th. We have a 5-3 game. Ellie De La Cruz gets one back. That's his 12th home run of the year, and the Reds make it a 5-4 game. Now in the 9th, tying run on second base hit to center field. The Reds going to try to send the tying run home. The throw to the plate on the money in time. They get him. The Brewers hold on to win it 5-4. The 2024 U.S. Open came to a thrilling conclusion today at the Pinehurst Resort in North Carolina. Two former U.S. Open champions battled all the way to the 18th green as Rory McIlroy and Bryson DeChambeau dueled back and forth to see who would come away the 2024 U.S. Open champion. We start on the 12th hole. Rory for birdie. He trails by 1. He's going to roll this one in and tie DeChambeau at the top. Now on the 15th hole, Bryson for par. He misses, and it is McIlroy who takes a one-shot lead. On 18, the pair's tied again. Rory for par, and he misses the 4-footer. Bryson back up 1. He would need par on 18. He's got to get up and down from the bunker. And this shot, this is what champions are made of right here. From the bunker to about 4 feet. And he'd have that for the win. Bryson DeChambeau makes it. And that is for the win. Bryson DeChambeau, by one shot, wins the 2024 U.S. Open, his second career major title. Snowshoe baseball is back in Lake Tomahawk tomorrow night. The WJFW team will be playing in the season opener as we join up with the Lake Tomahawk Snowhawks and what should be a lot of fun in front of a big crowd. For some of us like myself, it'll be my first time playing snowshoe baseball, and those of us here are all looking forward to it. Here's some of the highlights from last year's game. We'll start with Devin Biggs, who took quite the tumble on this play, trying to leg out a base hit. Another fall in the game. It belonged to Saul Meyer after one of the Snowhawks crushes one to deep left field. Saul tried scoring all the way from first. That, however, turned out to be a bad idea. He would come up a few feet short with the fall there. While some of us here at WJFW have more experience with the snowshoes than others, it should be an exciting game and something that is very unique to the Northwoods. The game is set for a 7:30 start tomorrow night. We'll be right back after the break.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg will host Queensryche with a special guest appearance by Slaughter. Saturday, August 10th. Doors open at 6 p.m. Guests 21 and over may redeem their ticket stub at the Rewards Club to receive $10 rewards play. Tickets are on sale now for Queensryche featuring Slaughter. Saturday, August 10th. Only at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Must be 18 years of age or older to enter.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks.
I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift.
Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
For 250 years, the flag has been a symbol of pride. Pride in our country. Pride in being an American. The Stars and Stripes were created to unite us. It is a powerful symbol that Americans stand together. The flag has inspired us to persevere against adversity and be a symbol of hope that every American can believe in.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic.
One nation.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't pledge allegiance to red states of America or blue states of America. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
The 2024 Bear Cupboard Run is Saturday, June 29th. Half marathon, 5K run walk, and Kids Cubby Run. Please register online. Visit bearcupboardrun.org for more information.
All right, looks like it's a pretty warm night tonight in our area. Rhinelander around 75 degrees in much of the area, in the mid 70s as well. And we can see Eau Claire at 81 as well. So pretty warm tonight, and it'll be warm in those early morning hours as well. But tomorrow we have an active weather day, multiple rounds of storms making their way through the morning hours and into the afternoon as well. And then going into that 7-day forecast, looks like tomorrow's going to be our most active weather day, and then we'll have a slight chance on Tuesday. Rest of the week does have some more storm chances, and those will finally break off around Sunday with a high of 70 degrees.
Well, thank you, Chase, and we just want to take a minute to wish a happy Father's Day to my father, both my late grandfathers, and the millions of others out there who have all raised us right. Thank you so much. Happy Father's Day, and thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great night.
Fireworks Country has everything you need to create a 4th of July tradition under a fireworks-filled sky. Celebrate Independence Day and party with a bang. Fireworks Country, located at the Big Blue Barn, 1 mile west of Wittenberg on Highway 29.
You work hard to put a roof over your head, and Overhead Solutions works hard to be the first choice as your trusted roofing partner. We want to earn your business. Call us today for a free estimate.
Why take the hit on this 2024 GMC when you can save $7 grand on this used 2023? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Come out to Len's Truck today. We have hundreds of high-quality used trucks, all priced to move. Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
Len's Truck. Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
Today, it seems everyone can be their own service technician thanks to the internet. From servicing their own cars and engines to home remodels and projects, people are trying a little of everything. Here at Maher Water Corporation, we employ nationally certified and factory-trained technicians to keep your water treatment systems working to their full lives. We will treat you like our own family.
So if you want us to service your equipment, give us a call. But if you're the fix-it-yourself kind of person, we'll enjoy your funny video clips.